Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available. Summer 2025. It's here. The album. I mean, summer's here. The album's not here. Not yet. Just wait. Just wait. The album. Dad. Shimmy, shimmy. You know what I was thinking today? Right before I started this video, I was like, which song should I sing today? And I was like, I went to a party last Saturday night. Little Lita Ford for you. I was like, no. Rock on Gold Dust. Rhiannon Rings. I was like, maybe a little Stevie, a little Fleetwood Mac. I was like, what song should I sing today? And I was like, you know what I think I'm going to do? I turned down the volume on my phone. And I was like, let me shuffle my iTunes. And whatever song comes up, not first. That's dangerous because I got lots of Christmas on my... And maybe I will sing a Christmas song today. Christmas... Well, it's not July yet. Christmas in July. By the way, on my Peter Likes Books channel, I downloaded last year at Christmas time on Audible. I downloaded about 10 Christmas thrillers, and I got through like 2 of them. So my friend and I, we are going to host a Christmas in July read-along over on my Peter Likes Books channel. So if you like to read, and you want to read a Christmas thriller in the middle of summer, something fun, a little something fun and different to do, why not come over to my Peter Likes Books channel? I will be announcing that later this month. But anyway, we're going to read like 2 or 3 Christmas thrillers in July and make Christmas cookies and wear ugly Christmas sweaters while it's 90 degrees outside. No, we're not going to do all that. We're just going to read the books. But anyway, so I have lots of Christmas music on my iTunes. So one of my favorite things to do while I'm getting ready, and by getting ready, what I mean is to film my videos, brush my teeth, wash my face, pick out which t-shirt I'm going to wear, which hat I'm going to wear, but it's always this one. Is I like to like shuffle through my iTunes. Okay, so let's go down here and let's go into the, here, I'll show you the whole process right here. Songs, we're gonna go into songs. So my most recent purchased songs, okay, are Salt and Pepper, Shoop, Shoop, Shoop. Here we go, here we go, here we go. What is my weakness? Drama, drama. Okay, and then what else did I buy? This song called Cleaning the Dishes. It's So Pretty Out Here by Jack Davies and the Bush Chooks. I don't even know who those people are. I must have heard it on a TV show and tagged it or something. Do you do that too? You do that too? And then, oh my God, All Too Well by Taylor Swift. It's like my go-to favorite right now. I love that song so much. I have like 15 versions of it. I don't really, can somebody that's a Swiftie, can somebody explain to me what she just said? That like some version never existed? I don't understand that. Like she owns all her music now, I guess, or something. I'm confusion about it because I'm not a Swiftie. I'm like, you know, like if you're like going on a trip and you're like, let's say going to California, I'm like in Colorado as far as understanding the Swiftie stuff. Okay, I'm from Indianapolis. I made it to Colorado. I don't fully understand all the Swiftie stuff. So I know she came out with some huge announcement and I don't really get it. I don't really understand it. But now apparently it just like takes out a lot of her songs or something like that. She's my cherry pie. Warrant. I don't know. I was singing that on a video one day. And then, oh my God, Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise. Oh, I bought that because, did y'all watch that show Paradise on Hulu? Oh my God, it was so good. They played that in there. And then the Station 11 soundtrack. Did you guys watch that show, Station 11? I watch so many shows now because, well, I got a whole channel dedicated to watching TV shows. It's called Peter Watches TV. And I post over there every single day. And today, we are going to talk about, here, I'll give you a little preview. Today, we're going to talk about 1,000-Pound Sisters. There's Amy Slayton's mugshot. We're going to talk about that today over there. But, by the way, okay, for you OGs that have been around here for a long time, or anybody that just really enjoys my videos over here, stay tuned to the very end, because I have kind of an announcement, and I also need your help with something. So, but I'm not going to bore the rest of the people with it. I'm going to bore them with picking out a song to sing instead. Okay, let's see what else I have purchased lately. Let's see. Oh, the Avett Brothers. I love them so much. Some of their stuff. Then what else do I have on here? Oh, my Lord, more Taylor Swift. Oh, the new Lady Gaga album. Abra, 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 cadabra. Anyway, what else do I have on here? Some David Guetta. Oh my Lord. Okay, Lost Frequencies, Sophie Tucker. I've got so many things on here. Anyway, okay, let's go in here now, and I will tell you the song that we picked for the day. Let's see what the first song that comes. This could be dangerous. Here we go. You ready? Hit shuffle. What's the first song that comes up? Oh my Lord, Never Say Never by the Glee cast. I don't even remember. I love that show. I love that show so much. Me and my friends, we used to watch it back in the day. Okay, what's the next one? Oh, this is so bad today. Carol the Bells from Home Alone. Okay, that's not going to work. Come On by Mary Chapin Carpenter. That's kind of a sad song to sing today, isn't it? My Favorite Things by the Supremes. Come on, iTunes! Love Again by Cedric Gervais. That maybe wouldn't be too bad. Oh, Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues. I love that song so much. It was one of my favorite songs in high school. Everything Has Changed by Taylor Swift. Circle of Love by Dolly Parton from her Christmas album. I told you to pull up All Christmas. Oh, Celia Cruz! I love that song so much. Okay. Where is... None of these are pulling up any... Rain on Me by Lady Gaga. She wishes I give her some attention over here. Okay. Heroes by David Bowie. Domino Dancing by Pet Shop Boys. All day, all day. Domino dancing. All day, all day. Watch them all fall down. We used to listen to that in the club back in the day. We did. Oh my God, Domino Dancing. Loved that so much back in the day. Oh, the Body Heat soundtrack. Have you ever heard that? The redone one by John Barry. It is so fantastic. Okay. What else do I have? Dear Boy by Avicii. You want to hear a little, do you want to hear, hold on. Now I can't remember what the song is called. It's not that one. Hold on a second. Let's look it up. So, well, I'll say that story for another day. So anyway, all day, bum, bum, domino dancing. I can remember back in the day, 1991, let's say. Oh, my friend. I just remember my friend Duke, who passed away years and years and years ago. My friend Duke and I, we would call each other up after we had been at the pool all day long tanning, and we would decide what we were going to wear. And that was very much the era of like the Madonna and Sandra Bernhard friendship. And so they dressed like twins when they would go out to the gay bars in New York City. So we loved to dress like twins back in the day. So Duke and I, back in the day, we would wear, and all of our friends, we would wear like a white t-shirt or a black t-shirt, typically from the Gap, and then jeans rolled up, okay, with our black Doc Martens, white socks, and big black belts. That was kind of the look of the day, circa 1991, back at the gay bars in Indianapolis. Oh my God, it was so much fun. And then we dance all night long. What was that song? I have this friend to this day that we fought over a box. This is before I got sober. You know the boxes they have in bars? We fought over this box, and when I see her to this day, I'm still like, girl, do you remember when we fought over that box in the bar? This bar was called NYC in Indianapolis. Anyway, you don't care. Today, we're going to talk about Jeffree Star. I have not sang the drama opera of 2016, coming to a theater in Times Square. Anytime, and I haven't sang it in a long time. So let's sing it. Ready? This is the original, okay? The original. I'll add Raw Beauty Christie in there and Patrick Star because I added them, I think. If I remember how to do it. Let's see. Me. Jeffree Star, Jaclyn Hill, Manny MUA, Nikki Tutorials, James Charles. Hey, sisters. Laura Lee. Subscribe. Do you remember she used to say that all the time? Anyway. Raw Beauty Christie. Patrick Star in the house. Anyway, I don't remember how that part goes with Patrick Star. The whole world is Mr. Patrick Star right now. He don't care. She is not bothered. Patrick Star is not bothered. Anyway, today we are going to talk about Jeffree Star. Today we're going to talk about Jeffree Star because people keep on sending me these so rude and so nasty. Do you remember that? Nasty girl. So what's up with this guy? Do you really like him that much? Yes, honey. I love him. He is fine. He does a lot of nice things for me. I know he used to do nice stuff for you, but what has he done for you lately? I just want some respect. So close the door if you want me to respond. Hell yeah. Because I always say this wrong. I always say, because prophecy is my middle name, but that's not it, is it? Let's look it up. My last name is Control. No, my first name ain't Baby. It's Peter. Miss Monn if you nasty. Okay, let's look this up really quick before we even get in this video. Oh, I got an article queued up. I forgot I was going to read that article. Now I'm getting too long. Nasty lyrics. It's not prophecy. I used to think it was prophecy, right? You know how you get words wrong, like blinded by the light. Had a douche and now I'm ready for the Saturday night. I don't even know who that person is that sings that song. Janet Jackson is who I'm talking about, baby. That's the only nasty we need to know. Sitting in the movie show, thinking nasty thoughts. Do you remember that? I love that song. Where is it at? The last part. Ladies, nasty. Boys, don't mean a thing. I'm not a fool. I just want some respect. Where is that part? Where is it at? I could learn to like this. Oh, here it is. I'm not a prude. I said fool. I just want some respect. So close the door if you want me to respond. Hell yeah. Oh, because privacy. See, I knew that. I always forget that. That's why she says close the door. I think prophecy sounds better, don't you? I mean, Janet Jackson. Because privacy is my middle name. My last name is Control. No, my first name ain't Baby. It's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty. Yo, Janet, I'm about to get this. You want this, but do you really think that you can get this? At first you dissed us. Now you want to kiss this. Tell them, girls. Too late you missed this. Because we need a man that's swift, quick, and clever. Ready at the drop of a dime to do whatever. Not trying to front or fake to save face. Because I'm with that day, anytime, any place. Like a moth to a flame. Beast. What is going on today? I'll tell you what's going on, okay? You've rotted my brain. You have. You've rotted my brain, all of you out there, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? Because you keep on sending me these stinky, nasty, filthy pictures of Jeffree Star, okay? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing pictures that people send to me of Jeffree Star and his ass in the air, okay? First of all, no offense. Nobody, like what you like, okay? Like what you like, baby, okay? There is somebody out there that loves what you got, no matter what it is, okay? I like kind of a plump ass, okay? I'm not really into a bony ass. I'm just not, okay? I'm kind of into more of a plump ass, okay? Jeffree Star, I don't need to see his bony ass with a thong that probably smells like it's got turtliciouses on it, okay? I don't need to see that. No more. Don't be sending me the pictures, okay? No more. But since you did, and several people did, let me tell you how this video started. Okay, so about a week ago, people sent me this video clip of Jeffree Star, and he was licking his lips, and this is not an amusement park, and, you know, if you want to ride this ride, you gotta be a 6'3" or taller.
Okay, listen, I woke up to thousands of men in my DMs. Oh my god, I'm only 6 foot. Deleted, deleted, deleted. 6'3" and up to enter this. Okay, this isn't an amusement park. This is a private ride. Okay.
And then he came out and he said he got thousands of DMs and that all these guys were saying that, oh my god, I'm only 6 foot, I'm not 6'3", and things like that, right? Which I proved in that video that Jeffree Star is a liar. It's really sad and it's really desperate, you know, that Jeffree Star, first of all, is begging for guys 6'3" to hit him up in his DMs. I think that's kind of sad and pathetic, first of all. That you are you are a billionaire. You travel around the world. You supposedly have your finger on the pulse of everything. You are a trendsetter. You are making $50,000 a day on TikTok just in tips alone because people love you so much, is what he told E.T., and we're going to get to that in a second. He is on the top of everything right now. He is on the top of his game, apparently, okay? But you are so on the top of your game that you got to play hide-and-go-seek in the DMs of Instagram, girl. That's kind of sad and pathetic to me. Now, I proved that he lies just like James Charles, okay? I didn't say he was like James Charles. I said he lies like James Charles because James Charles will say this too. I got thousands of DMs, okay? Jaclyn Hill will say, I got hundreds of DMs of people asking me where I got this scrunchie. My question is this, and this is what I proved to everybody, okay? That I don't get that many DMs. It's hard for me to even open 30 to 100 DMs on a day, okay? And it's really hard for me to even get to that many. How did Jeffree Star, between his Red Bull and his marijuana, how does he have the time to roll through, okay, while he's getting ready to go on TikTok to get his tips of $50,000 for the day, how does he have enough time to go through 1,000 DMs? Because you would have to open each DM to see that person said, okay? Like, for example, let me just go in here really quick, okay? Just to prove that he is absolutely 100% a liar. I'm going to go into my DMs right now, okay? So where are they at? Here are my DMs. Now, people on my DMs, they send me tea and drama like this, but then they also send me pictures of, I said this last week, and since I said it in my video last week, I have gotten it sent by like 10 different people, okay? It's this guy, and he is carrying this humongous fern and taking it from the inside to the outside because it's summer now. Now, people are like, this is going to be you in 10 years. People send me the bird charcuterie board, okay? I've been sent those 2 things. You don't need to send them to me anymore. What that tells me is you don't watch my videos, okay? Because I said it in a video that I've been sent those so many times, okay? People, this little thing right here, this little bird thing, I've been sent that about 50 times from people, okay? But I like it. I think it's funny, but people keep on sending it to me. This is another one. This is, I will give a little shout out. This is from Carrie. I built a chipmunk bodega for my backyard, and here's what happened. See, people send me, this is what my DMs are like. I don't know what Jeffree Star's DMs are like. Here's another one. Somebody sent me a little frog that lived on their fence. Okay, we'll give a little shout out to that person. That is from Fiona. Fiona sent that to me. Sarah gave me a true crime recommendation. I'm just going through these and trying to read this. Somebody sent me a rescue dog in Massachusetts. I don't live in Massachusetts, but thank you. I appreciate that. The dog's real cute and sweet. Emily, she sent me these goldfish that are spicy dill pickle and awesome sauce. Now, I don't get those kind of DMs like Jeffree Star does, okay? Maybe I need to start asking for people that are 6, 7, and over, okay? But when I think of people that are 6, 7, and over, I think of that Mark Goodyear from the Fox Hollow Farm serial documentary that was the boyfriend of her Baumeister. I think he's like 6'7" or 6'8" or something like that. So when Jeffree Star said that he wanted to get with somebody that was 6'3" or over, what he means is NBA players, okay? What he means is NBA players. First of all, Jeffree Star, and I'm not, listen, people want to like be ageist on my channel all the time, talk about me being old and all that kind of, that's called ageist, okay? We have issues with all kinds of isms in this world, except for ageism. I think it's real interesting. And in the influencer world, okay, it's real acceptable to just put somebody down for their age. Baby, put me down for my age. Baby, I'm still here, okay? I am still here. I am still here, okay? At 52, almost 53 years old. I don't know how at such an old age I even got my tired old ass out of bed today. But Jeffree Star is 39 years old, okay? I just want to put this in perspective for everybody, okay? Jeffree Star is 39 years old, okay? That is older than the average NBA player. Do you think that's fair? I think that's fair. That is older than the average NBA player. That's also older than the average rap player, a rap star, okay? So when he says all these NBA players, athletes, he's older now than a lot of those players, okay? A lot of those players are retired by that age, okay? Also, those players, if you watch, I don't know if you ever watches shows like, you know, Basketball Wives or those kind of shows or any of those kind of shows, or he keeps up with any of that kind of drama or watches like, you know, Love and Hip Hop and things like that. And if you're watching those shows, what you know is most of those men date much younger women, okay? Much younger women. And if they weren't into women, then there are a lot. I don't know why, like, to me, it's just like, Jeffree Star, why do you need to why does the entire world that follows you need to believe that everybody wants to fuck you so bad? Okay, I think, and this is really truly what I think that those people that are constantly putting it out there, like somebody wants to fuck me so bad, are the people that are not getting fucked at all, okay? That's just the truth, all right? And I think it's weird that Jeffree Star acts like all these people are hitting him up for a little bit of head and all this. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that he puts it out there. But anyway, I'm going to go in to, I mean, I try to get to all my requests and read them and all that kind of stuff. But let's go into my requests here real quick. Okay. So I'm going to go into one of these. Now, when I look at this, okay, and I look at the requests, somebody sent me one 2 days ago. It says, sent a message. Somebody sent me one, it says, a reel by Polly Family. That was 2 days ago. This one says, sent a reel by somebody, replied to story, I need the drama. Somebody said, I have watched many of your, and that's as far as it got. So how does he go through 100? Now, I'm going to show you this on my request, okay? You get to the bottom of it, and then it has to, like, it's buffering, and then you go down to the bottom again. And I said this in my last video. It buffers more 10, okay? Then it goes to another 10, and it buffers them again, okay? So how is it that Jeffree Star gets through 1,000 of those, buffering them 10 at a time, okay? and is able to read. Is the first thing people say on there 60 wanna fuck? I mean, is that the first thing they're saying? I don't understand how he gets through 1,000 DMs, which means he doesn't, okay? Which means Jaclyn Hill doesn't read hundreds of DMs, thousands of DMs about people asking her about a scrunchie, which means James Charles doesn't get thousands of DMs, unless these people literally spend their entire days in the DMs of their Instagram, which, that's weird, first of all, okay? That all these people are spending hours a day in their Instagram DMs. I think that's weird, okay? But anyway, especially when you're a CEO of a major brand and all this kind of stuff, don't you have better things to do? I think he's doing a photo shoot today for some probably palette that nobody needs that he's releasing. So everybody started sending me these pictures a couple days ago. Now here, I'm gonna throw them up here somewhere. Let me see where the pictures are at. Hold on a second. Okay. So this is the first picture that somebody sent me. And the picture says, who wants to replace the sloth? I didn't really get it at first. Here, we'll take another picture, okay? I didn't really get it at first. I was like, where's the sloth, baby? Are you referring to yourself as a sloth? Is there a sloth on the underwear? Like, I don't understand. I'm confusion. And then I was like, do I really know what a sloth is? Like, I follow a lot of animal channels, and I'm like, what's going on? By the way, I'm just going to say this. I think that the red bottoms, I think that the Louboutins, I think they're a little played out right now, okay? And this is where I kind of feel like Jeffree Star's a little dated. I know there's a lot of people that still want to get their first pair of red bottoms and things like that. I get it, okay? I think it's kind of a little played out in 2025 if you know anything about like fashion and things like that. There are better shoe designers and better pairs of shoes and more expensive pairs of shoes. I mean, a pair of YSLs will probably run you at least as much as a pair of Louboutins cost. I think Louboutins are kind of dated at this point, in all honesty. That's just kind of how I feel. So the fact that it kind of is giving me, to be honest with you, it's kind of giving me trade a little bit. It's giving me like, I don't know, it's like, do y'all watch RuPaul's Drag Race? Okay, if you do, like Carrie Colby's on it this season. I love Carrie Colby. I think Sasha Colby's daughter. I love her on there. But she did this runway look, and she turned around, and she had Louboutins on, and I was like, oh no, girl, Like, to me, it's just kind of like, it's very much of like a status, like, look at me. But it's not like a status... I don't feel like when I see him, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed today, okay? Like, it's not, to me, that's not a fashion move. It's not a statement to me. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's giving me cheap, is what it's giving me. So that was the first picture that people sent me. And then the second picture is, he's all bent over. So the sloth is in the bed. So basically what he's saying is, do you want to be where the sloth is in the bed? I don't know why he has this stuffed animal of a sloth. But anyway, is this his bedroom? I don't know. This bedroom's pretty. It's a pretty bedroom. But anyway, the next one is, he's in this chair, and he's got his ass up in the air, and he's taking this picture of himself behind him, okay? And it says there's a height requirement to ride this ride, okay? And he's got it over his butt, so you can't see the butt cheeks and things like that. But he does have on this very, very tight thong. And I thought, the first thing I thought when I saw this picture was, do you ever like look at things and then you think weird stuff about it? Like, not what probably normal people think. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I think that thong probably smells like crotch rot. It probably stinks like Turtlelicious says. It probably does. Do we wipe? I mean, that, I don't know. I don't want to know what that thong smells like. I don't even think thongs are attractive, in all honesty. But baby, you do it, okay? If that's what you want to do, you do that. And listen, I'm going to say this right now before we get into this, okay? I am pro-sex. I am all that, okay? You do you, whatever you want to do. I just think, when I'm looking at this, I do not think CEO of a major makeup brand. I just don't. That's just me, okay? I also don't think, I don't know, like, love your body, own your body. There's a difference to me between, like, I don't know, there's just a difference to me in it. I don't know, to me, there is, you know, back in the day, okay, I'm like, do I want to go down this road? Do I even want to have this conversation? I can remember back in the day, friends of mine, a lot of girls, right? Like, it was kind of their dream to be in Playboy. And they would be like, oh, I would love to do a Playboy spread. I would love to do this, whatever. Playboy's not the same as it used to be. But anyway, that's what they wanted to do, right? And then I can remember having a conversation with them, and I'd be like, oh, so you would be in Playboy? And they'd be like, oh, I'd love to be in Playboy. I actually had a couple friends of mine that were in Playboy. And I would say things to them like, would you be like in Penthouse or Hustler? And they'd be like, oh, I wouldn't be in Hustler. And I was like, why would you not be in Hustler? And they're like, because like Playboy is kind of like an honor to be in Playboy, but like Hustler is like, it's a little bit more graphic and you're kind of spreading things and whatever. Jeffree Star is giving me like 6-month old hustler they can't sell at the newspaper stand. Okay, he's not giving me sexual desire. I don't know. It's, to me, it's like, this is what you're advertising, and this is on his Instagram story. This is what you're advertising on your Instagram story as a CEO of a makeup company. Now, I want to say this before I get into this, okay? Because I'm going to title this video something like weird shit that CEO Jeffree Star does. Because I do think this is weird shit as a CEO, okay? If we had any other CEO out there, okay, I don't put this in perspective for you, okay? We have a lot of women CEOs out there, which is a fantastic thing, okay? I mean, when you grow up in the world that I grew up in, and women's rights are being taken away from them on a regular basis and things like that, and I grew up in a generation where we didn't really see a lot of women CEOs. Today, it's kind of like a thing that is just, everybody's just like, oh, you know, oh, she's a CEO, blah, 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 whatever. When I grew up, that was a huge deal. I can remember my mother talking about that, okay? What a huge deal it was that a woman was respected enough to be a CEO or a CFO of a company or to start her own company. It was a huge deal, okay? It's a huge part of the women's movement. And so today, we have women all over the world that are CEOs, brand ambassadors, started their own companies, a lot of different brands, okay? Can you imagine, just pick any company, any woman that's the CEO of it, okay? If she were sitting in a bra and panties, okay, on her Instagram story, pick any CEO, any company, doesn't have to be makeup, any company, okay? As a CEO on her Instagram, okay, with her ass in the air, talking about how great a head she can give, a CEO, okay? Furthermore, let's talk about any kind of CEO. Take a man CEO, okay? And there's been a lot of controversies with CEOs through the years as far as sexual harassment cases, racism, things like that, right? If a male CEO was sitting in a pair of boxer shorts with his hand down his pants, and he said, had nothing to do with the brand or anything, because Jeffree Star is a brand ambassador too. You have to make, that's clear. I mean, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is directly linked to Jeffree Star as a person, okay? If we had a brand ambassador and, you know, had his hand down his pants and acted like he just couldn't wait to fuck somebody, that would be a huge issue. That would be very, very discussed. Jeffree Star is somebody that has built, I am really surprised that this works to his advantage anymore. I don't really understand it. I don't really get it, to be honest with you. And so when people were sending me this picture, for example, I did get an Instagram about this from somebody. Hold on just a second. I will give them a little shout out. Here, hold on. Where am I? Okay. I did get this. Somebody sent me and said, gross, do a video on this. Ooh. Those are the kind of things that I get about Jeffree Star. So I get a lot of people that send me that. So I think that it's interesting, okay, that, should I give a shout out to that? I don't know that they want to be shouted out for that, so maybe I shouldn't shout them out for that. But I think it's interesting that Jeffree Star thinks that this works to his advantage. I don't know that I think, this is why, okay? Because Jeffree Star makes it very clear that who he sexually panders towards are men on the DL, okay? Men that are straight but will have sex with Jeffree Star because they're on the DL or for whatever reason. I don't know. And so if he's pandering, he's not pandering to gay men, because to me that does nothing for me, okay? And I don't know a lot of gay men. I mean, if you're gay out there, if this turns you on, let me know in the comment section. Maybe you're his target audience. But then, if it's for women, okay, that are the majority of his audience, I don't, because like his audience that's buying his makeup is mostly women and men that wear makeup. Well, I can't imagine that most men that wear makeup are straight men that are on the DL. So then you would have to say that the other part of his audience is women, okay, that wear makeup. And I can't imagine that women that wear makeup are turned on or encouraged to buy makeup because Jeffree Star has his ass up in an Instagram story, and this is not his first time, he's done a lot of this, okay? Saying size requirement. I don't understand who he's doing this for. It's confusing to me as a CEO. It doesn't make sense to me. As a CEO of a brand, I mean, in my 9 years of covering CEOs of different brands and their behaviors and stuff, there's been a lot of discussion about that, okay? Of how people treat people. This to me is bizarre behavior for a CEO, okay? Like I said, I am fully sex positive. This is what you want to do. But any other CEO would be highly criticized for this. Highly criticized. And it's at this point where Jeffree Star has had racist allegations that have really never been cleared up, okay? He's still calling people horrendous names on TikTok. He screams and yells at people on TikTok and calls them all kinds of names, okay? Derogatory names, offensive names. He's made transphobic remarks. I mean, I have seen him say all kinds of things that I've covered over here just in the last year. And we're okay with this kind of behavior and put money in the pocket of a CEO and a brand ambassador of somebody like this. It's very surprising to me. I really, and somebody said something to me on a video not too long ago, and they said, can't you separate the art from the artist? This is going to stop in a second. Hold on. Somebody said, can't you separate the art from the artist? It's interesting to me because years ago, I would say I have a really hard time separating the art from the artist with people, right? But I also think in 2025 that do we live in a world where we do that anymore? Do we live in a world where we support brands that do not support our ideology? I'm just asking, okay? Because I know a lot of people that will not go and use certain brands. I'm not talking about makeup brands, okay? Specifically, I'm talking about coffee brands, food brands, grocery stores, because of their belief systems. So then what it becomes is a hierarchy of, well, this means more to me than that means to me. So with this, I'm okay with it, okay? Like, I'm okay, some people say, with racism, but I'm not okay with this. And so then it becomes a hierarchy of issues, right? Like, I can accept Jeffree Star because of these issues. I can be okay with Jeffree Star making these remarks, making these offensive things, because that's just Jeffree Star. Well, Jeffree Star is still a moneymaker. When you're putting money in the pocket of Jeffree Star by buying Jeffree Star cosmetics or by tipping him, what you're saying is, I'm okay with that behavior. Just like if you would go buy something from this or that, you're saying the same thing to some degree, right? And I think it's why a lot of us in 2025 are forcing brands to make changes in their ideology, or we are really questioning where are we putting our money today. And I think it's a valid question that we should all be asking ourselves, And so it's interesting to me that people so willingly, they see it as, and I'm not talking about 16-year-olds. Whenever I talk about this on here, people are like, Jeffree Star's audience is like so young, 16, 17. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't really think that Jeffree Star is getting a huge audience of 16 and 17-year-olds. James Charles, I believe that to be true. Jeffree Star, I think Jeffree Star, the majority of his audience are people that started following him at 16 or 17 years old and now are early 30s to 40. I think that's the majority of his audience, and that has grown with him and stayed all along. And so one of the things they loved about Jeffree Star was his shock value, humor, his shock value of what he put out there. But what's interesting is, that 5 years ago, what would have been expected to make an apology video for, Jeffree Star does 3 to 4 times a week now on TikTok. So it's interesting to me that this behavior is acceptable from a CEO. I mean, if this were another CEO of another brand, people would be like, was her phone hacked? Like, was this not supposed to be put out? Like, what is going on? Why are they speaking to potential customers in a TikTok, calling them names and going, okay, and if you don't like what I have to say, then you can get the fuck out? I mean, why would anybody think that that is okay for us? Just imagine any CEO of any company, okay, getting into a TikTok live and talking to their customers that way. And people are okay with that. He's not just a social media presence, Jeffree Star is somebody that people are willing to accept so much from. So I was looking on here because I was like, why is it acceptable for Jeffree Star? Is it because he's so edgy? Is it because he's so different? Because I really wanted to understand. Because for me, and I've said this for years, it's really the motives, not just of the people that I'm talking about, but also the followers. Like, so explain it to me. Please, somebody in the comment section, explain it to me. I won't judge you for it, but explain it to me why you can just so blatantly buy this man's products and endorse this man when he is just inherently not a good person. And I'm not talking about the sexual pictures. That, to me, is on a different level. Why are you wanting to put that out there in the world? Like, what is that's what you want your company to represent, okay? If you've ever worked at I know somebody out here is going to agree with me when I say this. When you work somewhere, right, and you have a name tag on, have you ever had your employer say, take your name tag off before you go out to lunch? Because how you act outside of here is consistent with what people will think when you have your name tag on, okay? If you ever watched Vanderpump Rules back in the day, they went on a trip to Vegas. Do you remember the one when Jax Taylor got in the fight and all that kind of stuff, okay? Lisa Vanderpump said after them, when you are in another city at somebody else's bar, you are representatives of Sir, the restaurant they worked at. Okay, this is a common thing that when you go out in the world, if you have like a t-shirt on for, let's say you work for a landscaping company, okay, and somebody sees you, they are going to associate you with that landscaping company, and your behavior with that landscaping company. So I do not think it's a reach to say that the CEO posting sexy time pictures of saying there is a size requirement or there is a height requirement to ride this ride, and the ride being the CEO, I don't think it's a stretch to ask, why is he choosing to put this out there in the world? I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting choice. So anyway, so I went in and I looked to see about problematic behaviors with CEOs and things like that. And what I found was extremely interesting, okay? There have been extensive, and I'm talking about Harvard, Yale, MIT, there have been extensive research studies on the behavior of CEOs effects, or their behaviors, and how it affects the overall view and reputation of a brand, especially, and there are specific research studies done just for this, if the CEO is also the brand ambassador, okay? Well, when I started covering Jeffree Star 8.5 years ago, I think that his shock value, I think that his edginess, I think posting pictures like this is something that people would have been like, yes, I live for this. Jeffree Star don't give a fuck. Jeffree Star's going to post his ass on there. Jeffree Star's going to be like, if you want to ride this ride. I think it worked for his brand 8-10 years ago. I'm not sure that it works for his brand today. I'm not really sure that Jeffree Star, his audience that has remained, well, first of all, I don't think it's going to garner him a new audience. I just don't, okay? And I don't know that I think his audience that is remaining that now have grown up, are married, have kids, have jobs. I don't know that, you know, the ones that loved his makeup when they were 20, if they've now, like, gone forward in their careers and stuff, that to see that picture is going to impress them much. I could be wrong. Please let me know in the comment section below and say, I live for it. Somebody in my last video said, no matter what Jeffree Star does, you'll never make me hate him. I'm not trying to make you hate Jeffree Star. I'm trying to understand the culture around Jeffree Star, okay? Like, that's always been my goal. I don't understand it with any of these people. I don't get it. Especially when I think there's much better makeup. I think there's much better makeup brand owners. I think there's much better CEOs out there that I would rather put my money into if I were somebody that wore makeup on a regular basis and be in a more conscious society. So I don't understand it. To me, it's very confusing. I think it's also an interesting statement to say, no matter what somebody says about somebody, you will never get me to hate them. Well, I think hate is a strong word, but to question them? No matter what somebody does, you would never question their integrity, their morals, their values. That says more about the person that made the statement than the influencer themselves. That we live in a world where somebody that we will never meet, that we will never come into contact with, no matter what they did, okay? That's what people, it's not just one comment. I've gotten numerous comments like that. That no matter what that person did, okay, you would be okay with it. Well, this is kind of the problem of the world that we live in. And I'm not putting Jeffree Star in that same category of that. But people want to know why James Charles still has a platform after all the things he's gotten away with, okay? And all the things that he's done. And now just recently, it's come out that he was siding and sympathizing with the abuser of a abuse victim, okay? So that's pretty serious. And people are just like, oh, I'm going to love him forever. That you don't care about humanity at all. Is that where we've gotten as a society? And like I said, I'm not putting Jeffree Star into that circle, okay? I don't love how Jeffree Star talks down to people, but it's still not, it's not on the same category. So anyway, and Jeffree Star has done some horrific shit. I know he has, okay? Years and years and years ago. I'm talking about currently, in the current situation that we're living in. But I thought it was interesting that not just one, but like if you Google search it, tons of research studies come up about the ethical practices and behaviors of CEOs and brand ambassadors and how they affect the brand, okay? So for me, it's interesting because I'm like, is his behavior affecting the brand? And so I found this article, and it's actually from last November. Hold on a second. And it's on E! News. And the article is titled, Jeffree Star reveals how he makes $50,000 a day. Okay, so this is from November 15th of 2024. So this is from almost 8 months ago. Makeup influencer Jeffree Star shared that he earns a shockingly large amount of, and this apparently was on the Canceled podcast with Tana Mojo. I didn't finish that whole thing, so I don't know. Makeup influencer Jeffree Star shared that he earns a shockingly large amount of money by doing TikTok lives explaining, I'll make bacon in the morning and make $50,000. Jeffree Star is providing some details into the makeup of his salary. The influencer revealed that he can earn an eye-popping amount of money in one day just by going live on TikTok. I probably go live for 4 or 5 times a week, Jeffree explained during a November 13th appearance on the Canceled podcast. What do I do on live? I'll make bacon in the morning and make $50,000. Okay, I do not go to Jeffree Star's lives like that. Do people tip him that much while he's in the kitchen making bacon? I'm just asking. Is there truth to this statement? Does he really just sit and make bacon and put on his makeup and people tip him $50,000? Is that true? Number one. Number two, you're the CEO of a makeup brand that you are bragging makes so much money that you don't even need any more money. This is what's so bizarre to me about it, okay? Is that you are a CEO. You've come out and said you don't need the money. You don't want your Birkins anymore. He just sold all these Birkins. Now I'm wondering, did you sell the Birkins because you're broke? Because he apparently sold like his entire Birkin collection with the exception of like 5. And it's like he had the biggest collection of Birkins ever. I'm like, are you broke? Are you doing this to just sustain your makeup? Just close down Jeffree Star Cosmetics because I don't think he's making any money over there anymore. And so I'm like, you're going on lives 4 to 5 times a day, okay? Well, I did the math. And when you do the math, what comes up is that if he were to go 4 to 5 times a week I said a day, I meant a week. 4 to 5 times a week for... It makes $50,000 a day, okay, minimum is what he says, and he did that every week. That's $10,400,000 a year he makes just on TikTok lives. I find that really hard to believe. I could be wrong, but I find that really hard to believe. Because when you read the article, the majority of what he's saying he's making is not from makeup sales. It's from tipping, okay? Which, in all honesty, Jason Nash has taken a lot of shit for begging online. Basically, being online all day long, begging for tips. Well, if Jason Nash is getting a lot of shit for begging for tips, how is Jeffree Star any different? Getting in an E! News interview and the Canceled podcast, bragging about getting tips, making $10 million a year. I think that's an amazing amount of money, okay? Trust me. If I thought I could make that kind of money, I might be convinced to go over to TikTok. But if you don't need the money, why would you spend it? Number one. Number two, I don't believe he's making $50,000 a day on TikTok. Jeffree Star exaggerates everything. Is anybody going to his lives on a regular basis? Does he really get tipped that kind of money? I mean, and he goes in here to say he tips other people. So he says, and does he just make bacon? I always see TikToks where he's doing his makeup and spreading gossip and rumors and yelling at people. As for how the live streams rack up 5 figures, the Jeffree Star Cosmetics founder explained that it comes from a combination of fans gifting him money through the app and purchasing his makeup products, which he often sells during the sessions. But he goes on to say, it depends, Jeffree explained. There's sometimes where I don't sell my products at all, and I'll just make bacon in my kitchen, in my bathrobe, in my little slippers. We'll just hang out, and I'll just chat. I'll do a Q&A. He acts like he is not an ass on these TikTok lives. I'll just talk about my Vegas trip and what I did, and people will gift and support, is what he says. And the 39-year-old who rose to fame by posting makeup tutorials and reviews to YouTube predicted that the money-making method is here to stay. In my YouTube days, I would go film for a couple hours, Jeffree called. Girl, we're in a different effing time. Now, no one's attention spans are like that. So I just film a video and I'll do it live. But a TikToker isn't keeping all that cash for himself. In fact, Jeffree said that donating a portion of his earnings has always been one of his top priorities. I've been giving back since the day I was blessed to ever have $1, he said. I support small creators. I'll go in and drop $5,000 on someone that's sleeping in their car on a live. Has he done that one time or multiple times? And I do know that Jeffree Star has donated a lot of money through the years to organizations that he has never spoken about online, okay? But does he go in all the time and drop $5,000 on a small creator? Number one, I would call that tipping. I wouldn't call that donating, okay? You can't write that off as far as charitable donations on your taxes, Jeffree Star, okay? Somebody sleeping in their car on a live stream is nice, it's kind, but it's not a donation, okay? It's not the same as spending time working with the people that are unhoused. It's not the same as working the streets and outreach programs. It's money is great, and those organizations need money, and it's great that you write checks, and I think that's fantastic. But it's not the same. I mean, tipping somebody on a TikTok live stream and donating money to a charitable organization are two completely different things. Jeffree added, I love to give back always. So I thought that was interesting that he said that he makes $50,000 on TikTok lives. Is that true? Anyway, I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section below. But all I will say is, I think that the posting of pictures, the going on live streams all day, I mean, there's a lot of makeup CEOs that, I mean, when you go in and you read like the top brands on TikTok, which, by the way, I mean, you talk about Selena Gomez's brand, you talk about like Hailey Bieber's brand, you talk about Lady Gaga's brand. Are they going online all day, every day? And if they posted some of the same pictures that Jeffree Star did, I mean, if Hailey Bieber posted a picture and said you have to have a height requirement to ride this ride, or Selena Gomez, that would be major news, okay? So it's interesting to me, and those are brand ambassadors and CEOs as well. I mean, I think Hailey Bieber, I just saw my video the other day that she just like sold her brand to Elf Cosmetics. But it's interesting to me that there's, you know, it's different expectations for Jeffree Star. All of these kind of shenanigans almost kind of seems to me a little bit like he's either trying to reinvent something that he had in 2016, which is gone, and these numbers that he puts out there are interesting to me as too. I'm like, you know, people have been speculating for a while that maybe Jeffree Star financially is not doing well. Do I think that Jeffree Star is going broke? I don't know. Like broke probably looks different to Jeffree Star than it does to me, right? Like broke to me is, maybe I can't go buy groceries. Broke to Jeffree Star might mean, well, I need to sell one of my cars. Does that make sense? Or I don't know that I'll be able to, like from a business point of view, it might look like, I don't know that I want to release another palette this year because I don't really have the money if I make a loss on it. Broke to rich folk look different to regular or poor folk. Let's just be for real, okay? So could Jeffree Star have lost a great deal of money? Well, he could if he's not making the same amount of money that he was making 5 to 10 years ago, which I don't believe that he is, and that he is still having to put the same amount of money into like his cosmetics brand and things like that. That would make sense. $50,000 a day, 4 days a week on TikTok. First of all, the thing to me is you would have to constantly be getting a new audience on TikTok. I've said this for a long time because if the same people are coming to your TikToks every day, I don't know about you, but I don't have $5,000 to tip numerous people on TikTok. I don't even have to tip somebody $100 every other day on TikTok. So he would have to be acquiring a brand new audience constantly. Are his numbers growing that fast? So I don't believe that he's making $50,000. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's all these weird behaviors and weird moves from the CEO of a makeup company. So anyway, that's what I have to say about all of that. Now, for you OG people that have been around here for a while, or you just love my videos or enjoy my videos, first of all, I want to say thank you so much. You know, I've been thinking a lot lately, and this is not anything that's going to be happening anytime soon. I've kind of like put some things out here and there about doing true crime or doing this and whatever. And you know, whenever I try something new over here, like I did the AITA video, some people love it, some people hate it. Just like the intro, some people love it, some people hate it. I do true crime, some people are interested, some people aren't. You know, I'm trying to figure out what to do to make this channel the most interesting for you guys that regularly watch this channel. I've thought a lot about doing a lot of different things. People seem to really enjoy my TV watching channel, so I thought, well, over there, I could just react to TV shows, and over here, I could do like Sister Wives drama, Housewives drama, pop culture drama, and turn this more into like a more pop culture channel instead of influencers. I'm not somebody that's going to ever go to TikTok and watch the TikToks and follow the TikTok drama. I'm just not. I'm not interested in that, and I'm not going to do videos about things that I'm not interested in. To this day, I have done videos on things I'm interested in, and I still am. The motives of Jeffree Star still interest me to this day. TV interests me. Drama, the Housewives and Sister Wives and 1,000-Pound Sisters, all that interests me. So I don't, and maybe I just mix it up. You know, when I first started this channel years ago, you know, I did story times and I did drama videos, and maybe I just mix it up a little bit. But what I really want to know from you guys is, what are some of the things that through the years that you've enjoyed the most, or where would you like to see the direction of this channel going? I just, you know, I don't see myself doing Jeffree Star videos 5 years from now. And I also don't see myself closing down this channel because I love this channel too much. But I want to know what you guys love the most so that I can do videos that you guys enjoy the most, because it has always been my purpose at the end of the day to do videos that help you escape from whatever's going on a little bit throughout the day, or make you think about something different, or laugh, you know, or even cry sometimes, but to be able to get out of our day a little bit. That's always been the purpose of this channel, and or any of my channels for that matter. And I want to do videos that make you guys happy. If you like what I'm doing over here, say, I like what you're doing over here. You don't need to change it at all, and I won't. But if you want me to add some things or change some things up, I'm more than willing to do that too. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.